Let's finish up some constructions and some new vocabulary. I know that's so exciting, is it? More new vocabulary? Well, let's be honest here. What was the name of this unit to begin with? Yeah, geometry vocab. So shocker, we need more vocab. All right, you guys already know what an angle bisector is, right? Everyone knows what an angle bisector is? Hopefully, right? Cuts an angle into half, two congruent angles. Well, we're still going to talk about a bisector. It's still going to cut something in half, in this case a line segment, but at the same time, notice the word I put out in front of it, which is perpendicular bisector. So not only is this going to cut a line segment in half, what's it going to form with it if it's perpendicular? A right angle, correct. Okay, a right angle, correct. All right, so I want to draw a picture first before we do a construction of it. All right, so it says given EF is the perpendicular bisector of CD. So my first question is, ready? Read it carefully again. What is being cut in half, EF or CD? CD. Okay? EF is cutting CD in half. So everyone draw line segment CD for me. Draw, draw, draw. We don't need to construct yet. It says draw. So pick up your pen or pencil, freehand, line segment CD. What's cutting it in half? What's EF? Yep, but what is it? Look at the symbol above it. It's a line, so make sure we have arrows. Now, let's make this diagram precise. It's the perpendicular bisector. Is that going to work? Why not? It's not perpendicular. All right. Is that going to work? Okay, it might be perpendicular, but it's not. What's bisecting mean? It's got to go right through the middle, cut it in half, right? Okay, so let's do that. Let's eyeball this. Let's draw a line, EF, that looks perpendicular and cuts CD in half. We got to clean this up. What do I mean by that? You can still add some things to your diagram that says it's a perpendicular bisector. What can I add? I can add a couple things on here. Yeah?
The right angle.
That tells me it's what? These two are what to each other?
Complementary.
Oh.
I mean, congruent.
No.
Perpendicular.
Perpendicular. If I see a right angle, that tells me these lines are perpendicular. What can you put on that tells me it's cutting it in half? Hash marks on both sides, right? Everyone look, see this power now? You look at it, I don't even need to tell you now. You look at that diagram, you know EF is perpendicular and it's bisecting CD. Is everyone all right? Okay, I'm going to challenge you now. I want to know another vocabulary term for that. What is that, right? Just put there. Yeah, I know it's a point. Tim? Midpoint. It's the midpoint of CD, isn't it? Because if it's going through, if these two are both congruent, that has to be the midpoint of CD. Man, hey, wow, look at that. All in one diagram. All in one diagram. Perpendicular bisector. Go ahead, ask questions, please. Ask. I just threw a lot at you there. The right angle tells me the lines are perpendicular. The hash marks tell me, oh, EF is cutting it in half. That makes that point the midpoint. All right, you ready to construct it? I got news for you. You know how to do it already. You know how to do this construction already. How to do a perpendicular bisector. I just never called it a perpendicular bisector when we did it.
Is it the one where you find the midpoint and you just make it like a straight line?
Isn't this the midpoint?
Yeah.
We found the midpoint before. Remember that line you used to draw in to find the midpoint? What's that line now? That's your perpendicular bisector. Yeah, we've done this before. I just never called it a perpendicular bisector at the time. So let's review. Take your compass. What do I need to make sure I do?
Make it longer than half.
Yes, more than half the distance of the line segment you're bisecting. So open it up, a little bit more than half the length. Make about a half circle, right? Next,
You take the point, you put it on the other one.
what should I do with my compass opening?
Keep it the same.
Keep it the same, yep. Now you put it on the other end point of the segment, the old fish construction. There it is. And yes, I line up my straight edge now. And what are you drawing in right now? What is this? More than a line now.
Perpendicular
That's the
bisector.
perpendicular bisector of AB. And I'd like you to mark your diagram to represent that it's the perpendicular bisector now. Yes, Grace, go ahead.
Why do you put the pluses at the end of the?
That just happens when I use this. I don't put them there. That's just what happens when I use the compass on the board. I think it's just showing me where I placed my point. All good? Perpendicular bisector does two things. Again, let's go over this again because this is a huge one. Perpendicular bisector. It forms what? What type of angles?
Right angle.
Right angles, and does what to your line segment? Splits it in half. Okay? Forms a right angle with the line segment and splits it into two congruent segments. Anything else? Yes, go ahead.
The bisector is always going to have arrows on the end, right?
It could. A bisector could be a line. It could be a ray. Because I could have, ready? I could have stopped it right here. Here you go. I could have stopped this. Good question. That's still a bisector. It's just a ray now instead. Okay, I could have taken the arrow off and put a point there. It could be a segment. But the only thing I can bisect is what? A segment. I can't bisect a line. Why not?
Because there's no midpoint.
There is no midpoint. I can't bisect a ray. Why not? Same thing as a line. It goes on forever. The only thing I can bisect is a line segment or an angle. Good questions, guys. All right, what do we got up next? Ooh, let's take the perpendicular part out now and just talk a line segment bisector. All right, I'm going to challenge it because I don't want you to hold your hand for this. Can you draw me with the correct markings XY bisects AB? Or not? What's getting bisected? Okay. Let's get this back up. You don't have, guys, you gotta save yourself some time, please. Draw. Save yourself some time. Where's your markings? How do I know that bisects? There you go. I'm going to do maybe something different than a lot of you did. Ready? Oops, sorry, that's not really in the middle. Is that still okay? Yeah. Did it say perpendicular? No. So as long, the only thing I needed to worry about was that XY went through the what of AB here. That's all I cared about. It didn't say perpendicular, so it does not have to form a right angle. It has to go through the midpoint. Ready? Versus this next one, AB bisects XY. Now which one's getting bisected? XY, right? So you could do the same diagram you did right now, just put the hash marks on different parts, right? So you guys can draw the same diagram you just did. I'm going to do that. But now AB is getting, XY is getting bisected.
Wait, wouldn't the variables be opposite in the second one? If AB is bisecting XY, or can it be either way?
Could be either way.
Okay.
Doesn't matter how it looks, as long as AB is going through the midpoint of XY. That's all I care about.
Okay.
Ready to construct one now? It's going to be, I'm going to make you work here. Construct a line that bisects AB, but it's got to go through X. Now, here's what I'm seeing a lot of people are doing that fish one, which is fine, but am I going to be able to draw the line straight through? Because it's not going to go through X, right? But I can still use that construction. Let's keep going. Let's talk as we do it. Go ahead. You can still do the open at your compass more than half the length deal. See if some of us can figure out how to use this to our advantage. Sure, you can draw the line through, but that's not answering my construction because it won't go through X. Anybody know how I can use this to my advantage right now?
You draw the line through and then the midpoint and X.
Okay, so if you want, you can draw the line through if you want. That's a what right there I just drew. Let's go use our vocab. More. Yeah, it is a bisector, but it's a perpendicular bisector. What's this point here? Midpoint. So even if you didn't want to draw the full line in, at least line up your straight edge and mark where your midpoint would be. And then line up what? X in the midpoint. Yeah, there you go. Okay? And it did say construct a line, so make sure we have arrows. There you go. That's what I'm going to need to see. Everyone see the difference there? Why? How I could still use that construction. It finds the midpoint. That's what I need. That's what my line's got to go through. All right, all good. Bisector versus perpendicular bisector. We're all set. Ask anything. We're good. All right, now how to make a perpendicular line. Okay, construct a line perpendicular to AB that's going through P. I don't think our fish one's going to help here, is it? Because once I do it, it's probably, and I draw the line through, what's going to be the problem? It'll be perpendicular, but yeah, it's not going to go through P. Okay, so this is a brand new one. Okay, this is a brand new one. If you forget about it tonight, it's up on YouTube, remember? All right, everyone. So how do I do a perpendicular line through a point? Place your compass point on P. Place your compass point on P. And now here's where you're going to have to play around with your compass. You need to have an opening up your compass so that this arc you're going to make intersects the line segment in two spots. Kind of makes a happy face, think about. Okay, so you need to open or close your compass so that when I draw this first arc in, 1, 2 spots of intersection. Okay, 2 spots of intersection. Now, if anybody's going off the line, that's okay. You can always extend it. Okay, if anybody's going off the line segment, you got 1 point, but your second point's off it, extend your line longer. That's fine. Line's gone forever. So everyone's got the happy face in this case. Everyone see the 2 points of intersection? Put your compass point on one of
Your
them.
attention, please, for 11th grade pictures. AL through BR. Please go to D 122 to have your pictures taken now. Thank you very much.
Ready? Make another arc below that one. They don't have to intersect. I prefer they don't. And then go over to your other point of intersection and make a second arc. Hopefully, those two last arcs line up right below point P. Hopefully. Anybody need to see? Make 2 arcs below. So I went to this point, made an arc below. Same opening of your compass, go to this point, make an arc below. And hopefully they line up right below P. Perfect, perfect. It does say construct a line, so let's put arrows on them. Let's pay attention to the directions. You know, I'm picky in this course. I want labels. What else should I put on my diagram if we just made something perpendicular, Grace?
Box that indicates that it's a right angle.
Right angle. I need a right angle symbol. Did I say this was a bisector? No, it's not. It's not a bisector, but it is a perpendicular line. So I at least need a right angle symbol somewhere. How'd everyone do? All right with that one? We're okay. All right, notice this one. See where point P is off the line? What if I now place point P on line AB somewhere and want a perpendicular line? Like your next one. Here you go. Now I need it going through P, but perpendicular. Yes?
Can you do the same thing where you put your compass on the point and then draw the line on one side and then draw the arc on one
Same.
side?
It's going to be the same construction we just did. But now you get a choice. You can go above or you can go below the line. It doesn't matter, right? You want it to intersect twice. So you can go take a look above the line, or you can make one below the line. Doesn't matter. Just make sure it intersects twice, please. I'll go against the grain and do one above. Here's what I'm going to recommend, and I'll tell you why after we're done with the construction. See how I went above? So my next 2 I'm going to do below, and I'll show you why here in a second. I'll explain why anyway. Let me just make sure. Shoot. Okay, I got to check. Hold on, check. I thought this was going to happen. Okay, here's what I want you to do. After you make your first, and I'll explain why at the end. I'm a little upset. After you make your first arc, open up your compass a little wider to make the next 2. And I'll explain why you need to do that at the end. Okay, so open up your compass a little wider. Now making the next 2 arcs, you can go above or below point P, it doesn't matter. Okay, so after you make your first arc, open it up a little wider. And make the next 2 arcs using the same compass opening.
I have a question.
Yes, Matt, go ahead.
Why couldn't you just draw a straight line through P? Why do you have to do all the construction?
How do I know it's exactly 90?
Oh, so this like make sure that it's perfect. Okay.
Yep. And not like 89, 88 degrees.
Okay.
Okay. If you tried to freehand it. So whether the point's on the line or off the line doesn't matter. We use the same construction. Now the reason, go ahead.
These constructions are going to be on the unit test, right?
Not all of them, but I'm going to pick, let's just say I'm going to pick 2 of them and throw them on there. Okay. Okay, real quickly, why did I need you to open up your compass after that first arc? Here's why. If you kept the same opening for all 3 arcs, these 2 here would have intersected right on P. So where would you have lined it up, right? You wouldn't have had, you could have put your straight edge on P, but then where else? That's why I needed you guys to open it up just a little more after the first arc, because if you kept the same opening all 3 arcs, my point of intersection here would have been right on P, and that wouldn't have helped me. All right, so just a little, so you know where I'm coming from. Yes?
Would we have to do that every time the point is on the line?
I would, yes. Yep, I would. Yep. You could do it too if it's not on the line. That's not, the biggest thing is these last 2 arcs are the same opening of your compass. Doesn't matter if all 3 are, it's the last 2 arcs are the same opening. Good question. All right, you ready for one more? Yeah, challenge time for my honors kids.
When are we gonna start guessing like the next page thing?
When he comes up. He hasn't come up yet.
I heard the other class.
Yeah, 8th period he came up yesterday and they guessed Genie, but it was slide left. So they had to do the homework. You guess when he comes up.
Oh.
See how that works?
Yeah.
All right, it's just, it's not an everyday thing, it's just when he comes up. And this is set on random, so who knows when he's going to come up. Ready, equilateral, ooh, an equilateral triangle. Whoa, whoa, whoa. What do you know? Okay, all sides have to be equal. Actually, I'm, you know what, I'm not going to say the word equal, I'm going to say all sides congruent. Yep. So here's what we need. We need an equilateral triangle where all sides have the length of AB. Ooh, boy. Just using a compass and a straight edge. All sides. All right, well, first thing I'm going to need to do is, because we don't have enough room, I'm going to copy line AB. You remember what I need to make first to copy a line segment? This was the very first construction we did. Oh, boy. It's fine. Ready? For this purposes, you can make a ray. Make a ray that's longer than AB. Make a ray that's longer than AB. Take your compass, measure AB. Come on down to your ray. Put your point on the end point and copy it with an arc mark. How many sides in a triangle? 3, right? Okay, and they all have to be the length of AB. Everyone see my first side? Everyone see side number 1 you just made right here? Okay, how do I make the other sides? All of them have to have what length again? Same as AB, right? Isn't your compass already open up to AB? Okay, so there's no reason to go remeasure. See where your arc intersected the ray? You're going to come up to there and make another arc so these 2 intersect. Now, look what's happening with mine. Do you see how they're not going to intersect? That means I need to go back and make my first one longer if that happens. Okay, so I want to try to make these 2 intersect. Hey, look what I'm doing on mine. Isn't my compass already opened up to the measure of AB? So you see how we're constructing the second side right now? Everyone see that? We have the first side. My compass is already open up to AB, so now I'm constructing the second side. But I need to make that darn first one longer. One jab. Boom. Everyone got it? We're done. I don't need to do any more arc marks. Why? Ready? Go ahead. I'll let you guys finish. And then we'll do the magic. Ready? Side one. We already knew that. That's side one. We just did. Side two. We just did that. We know that's AB because we had our compass open to that. And guess where side 3 is going to be? It's connecting the end point of the ray to the intersection of the arcs. Not too many construction marks there, huh? And if you're unsure if you did it right, take your compass back, remeasure all 3 sides, and see if it's equal to the length of AB. And it should be. Boom. 1, 2, 3. I have all sides measured to AB. Congratulations, you have constructed an equilateral triangle all on your own, just using 2 arc marks. Just using 2 arc marks. Quickly, can you put something on the diagram that says it's equilateral? Somebody help me out. What can I put on, Mag? Yep. Where?
On the side.
All 3 sides are equal, so I better put hash marks. Have I mentioned never, ever erase your arc marks? Because that's how I grade it. Okay, never erase them. What's up, Tim?
So we shouldn't erase the arc marks, but should we erase the rest of that ray?
No, just leave it. Okay, just leave it. Okay, last thing we need to do. Keeping this construction of an equilateral triangle, do you think you could construct a 30-degree angle? Oh boy. Measures exactly 30. Ooh. 30-degree angle on our skids, huh? Okay, what did we just construct? What's that triangle there? What did we just construct? Equilateral. First thing somebody piped up with was all sides are equal. Well, yes, but also all the angles are equal. Not only are the sides, but all the angles are equal. What am I getting at here? Anybody remember how many degrees in a triangle? 180? Everyone knows? Yeah, maybe? 180?
Yeah.
And all 3 angles are equal. Could you find me the degree measure of one of them?
Yeah.
What is it?
60.
60. So all 3 angles are 60. Let's keep going. How am I going to get to a 30? I know for a fact all 3 angles are 60. So how can I go to a 30 then?
Try the bisector. So on side.
Not a side though. The angles are all 60. So how can I go from a 60-degree angle to a 30-degree angle? By bisecting it. We're going to bisect one of the 60-degree angles to get 2 30s. Yes? Okay, that's a construction we've done. We probably need to review it though. So does everyone see our plan here? You don't have to write this in, but all these angles are 60, 60, 60. I cut it in half. What's it become? 30. And we know how to cut it in half. I think we just need to review because it's been a week. All right, so pick an angle to bisect. They're all 60. Pick an angle to bisect. Put your compass on that vertex. Make an arc through the angle that intersects both the rays of the angle. So ready? I'm going to bisect this angle, so I make an arc through both rays. Now move your compass to one of the points of intersection. This is the fireworks one. Move your point, compass point, to one of the points of intersection. Make a smaller arc above that one. Go over the second point of intersection. Same opening. And make those last two intersect. So I'm taking a 60-degree angle in an equilateral triangle and cutting it in half using my angle bisector construction. Grab your straight edge. Just draw a small ray in. And you just cut that 60-degree angle in half, meaning both of them are 30, which I completed the task. There's an honors level construction right there, using two constructions in one. Questions from you guys? Okay, you have a couple constructions to take care of here. I will let you know, FYI, there's no answer key. All right, there's no answer key because it's you know how to do the construction or not. Okay? And then just a heads up. Oh, never mind. You guys can think about it. All right, you guys can get started if you want. You got a couple minutes left. Good work today, everybody. Good work. And that is the unit.